Hi, my name is Greg Rava, and I'm going to walk you through the prototype of my app, Wheredigo. Wheredigo is an app designed to help you find things that you lose a lot by giving you suggestions where it might be based on where you've last left it, pretty much. So when you open up the app, if you're not signed in, which we're not, for the sake of this prototype, it brings you to a sign-in page where you have the logo of the app and then username and password. You can log in with Facebook, with Twitter. You can create a new account up here. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to open this up and type. Sort of lose a lot is going to be our username. So when we hit done, if the username doesn't exist, it prompts us if we want to create a new account using that username. We can also just try again in case we typed it wrong. But we're going to go right here and create the account with that username. So you give a username, email address, password, and then you confirm your password, create account, boom, drops you right into the main app. So here we have this big button, which is the voice command feature of Wheredigo. You can ask it where things went, where did it go, essentially. Then you have a list of things that you lose, where you add items that you're expecting to lose and you want to keep track of. Just left, where you log where you just left something you want to keep track of. Reminders, and settings. If you're anything like me, the first thing you do when you open up an app, or when you open up a new app at least, is go right to settings. So Wheredigo has pretty sparse settings. We have activate voice command on startup, so right when you open up the app, if you want the voice to be listening, on, off, the sound that it uses to remind you to look for something, and whether or not to allow push notifications to your lock screen and all that. And pretty sparse settings. It doesn't really need too much in the ways of settings. So we're going to go back and to things I lose. So this is a list of all of the things I've entered into the app as saying, I will probably lose this. It displays a picture of it, the name, and then where it was last left or last found. So we can create a new one right here with the plus. So things I'll lose, my pet rock, it'll give a silly suggestion. You can type in, obviously, what it is. You can upload a photo of it. And then since this is a new object, it prompts you to leave a couple of things for where you might have recently left it. That way it can help you with suggestions the first time you lose it, as opposed to having to wait for you to find it on your own the first time. And you can also add notes to it, just notes, whatever you like, really. So let's go back. There's this whole list of things. You can scroll down. It can be really as long as you'd like. To help you find things, there's a search function. So I can type in DNA evidence, and we'll find anything with that word in the name or in the notes. Let's open up a page. So my ID. I last left it in my sock drawer, apparently. So in my picture, right from here I can jump to where to go. It'll give me suggestions right from here as to where it might be. Remind me, I can set a reminder for this item right from here. Or just left it, I can log where I just left it. And recently left, it gives me dates of when I logged finding it places or leaving it places. And then I have my notes below. I can edit the pertinent details. I can't really edit anything like where it was found because that's more entered differently. That's not really editable. But I can edit the name and I can give it notes. And I can upload a new photo. Alright, let's go back home. Just left allows you to log where you just left something. If you hit the plus over here, it brings you to create a new thing that you expect to lose. But you can select one of these objects. Let's select my ID again, and it isolates it and asks you, well, where did you just leave it? You can just type it in. And then Wheredigo will parse this information when giving you suggestions. That's nice. Reminders. Reminders are essentially alarms telling you, look for this right now before you actually need it. So I have a reminder to find my keys weekday mornings at 6 a.m., which is when I would be going to work, or an hour before I would be going to work. That way I'm not scrambling right when I have to go to find my keys. So if you look here, it has remind me to find my keys as the object tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. and repeats every weekday. And then just basic notes, I can go right to find it now with Wheredigo, or I could delete it. I can also edit this, remind me to find my keys, basic stuff. The only special thing here is give me suggestions on or off, which means that as soon as the alarm goes off, as soon as the reminder goes off, if it should pull up Wheredigo and suggest where it might be. That's if you're in a hurry and you really think you lost it. We can create a new reminder right here. So remind me to find, and you choose something. So we can go through a list of your lost items. It tells you how many reminders are already associated with that item. That way you don't double book reminders pretty much. So my ID, by clicking this or selecting this, it brings down your basic time finder menu. How often it repeats, you can add notes. Fairly basic. Now I'm going to just demonstrate as best as I can in the paper prototype demo how Wheredigo works. So you tap this main button right here and you go, where did my keys go? Or let's do, where did my ID go? And when you press the button, it opens up the voice recognition and recognizes your voice and gives you some suggestions. So your ID, based on where you last left it, where you last found it, it gives me the suggestions of cat's litter box, my shoe, my desk, my dresser. So as you scramble around to look for it, hopefully you find it. And then when you do, you tap found it, and you tell it where you found it. And then it will use that information to give you better suggestions next time. So that sums up Wheredigo, the paper prototype of it at least. I hope you enjoyed this, and a special thank you to Envision for powering the demo. I'm looking forward to hearing your comments, questions, concerns. Thank you very much for watching.